Essential stories that will make you rethink homeownership. Homeownership, the quintessential slice of the American dream, a symbol of stability, independence, and the culmination of hard work. Yet, for millions of homeowners, this dream is shadowed by the often contentious reality of homeowners associations, HOAs. While intended to maintain property values and community standards, HOAs can morph into bureaucratic behemoths, wielding disproportionate power and turning neighborly relations into legal battles. This extensive exploration delves into the chilling realm of HOA horror stories, revealing the dark side of community governance and prompting a serious re-evaluation of the supposed benefits of HOA-managed properties. The tyranny of architectural control. One of the most common sources of HOA conflict stems from architectural control. These regulations, often detailed and seemingly arbitrary, dictate everything from paint colors and landscaping to fence heights and holiday decorations. The paint color predicament. Imagine spending weeks selecting the perfect shade of beige, only to receive a stern letter from the HOA demos ending a repaint. One homeowner in Florida faced this exact scenario, their chosen color deemed too warm by the architectural committee. The ensuing legal battle cost thousands and fostered lasting resentment within the neighborhood. Similar tales abound, where HOAs dictate specific shades of white, forbid certain types of roofing materials, and even mandate the precise species of plants allowed in front yards. The landscaping labyrinth. HOAs often impose draconian landscaping rules, forbidding vegetable gardens, requiring meticulously manicured lawns, and dictating the placement of every shrub and tree. One homeowner in Arizona, passionate about desert landscaping, was forced to remove native plants deemed unsightly by the HOA, replacing them with water-intensive grass in a drought-prone region. This highlights the inherent conflict between individual expression and the often rigid aesthetic preferences of HOA boards. The holiday decoration debacle. What should be a time of festive cheer can quickly turn sour under the watchful eye of an HOA. Stories of homeowners being fined for displaying holiday decorations too early or too late, for using non-approved lights, or for exceeding arbitrary size limits are commonplace. One family was even threatened with legal action for displaying a nativity scene deemed offensive by a vocal minority within the community. The financial fiasco. Beyond aesthetic control, HOAs wield significant financial power, levying assessments, imposing fines, and even foreclosing on properties for non-payment. The assessment avalanche. HOAs are notorious for raising assessments, often without clear justification or transparent budgeting. One homeowner in California saw their monthly fees double within a year, with little explanation from the board. This sudden increase placed a significant financial burden on the family, forcing them to cut back on essential expenses. The fine frenzy. HOAs often impose fines for even minor infractions, from leaving trash cans out too long to parking in the wrong spot. These fines can accumulate rapidly, leading to significant financial hardship for homeowners. One elderly resident was fined hundreds of dollars for failing to trim a hedge to the exact height specified in the HOA bylaws. The foreclosure fear. In extreme cases, HOAs can foreclose on properties for unpaid assessments or fines. This drastic measure, intended to protect the community's financial stability, can leave homeowners destitute. One family in Texas lost their home after falling behind on HOA dues due to a job loss, highlighting the vulnerability of homeowners under HOA governance. The power play and personal vendettas. HOA boards, often comprised of volunteers, can become breeding grounds for power struggles, personal vendettas, and even outright corruption. The boardroom battles. HOA board meetings can devolve into heated arguments, with members engaging in personal attacks and power plays. One homeowner in Colorado described board meetings as a scene from a reality TV show, with shouting matches, accusations of favoritism, and even physical altercations. The neighborly nightmare. HOAs can exacerbate existing neighborly disputes, turning minor disagreements into legal battles. One homeowner in Virginia, embroiled in a dispute over a shared fence, found themselves facing a barrage of fines and legal threats from the HOA, fueled by a board member who was a close friend of their neighbor. The corruption conundrum. In some cases, HOA boards have been accused of corruption, misappropriating funds, and engaging in self-dealing. One investigation revealed that an HOA board in Arizona had embezzled hundreds of thousands of dollars from the community's reserve fund, leaving homeowners facing massive special assessments. The legal labyrinth. Navigating the legal complexities of HOA disputes can be daunting and expensive. The bylaw burden. HOA bylaws are often lengthy, complex, and subject to interpretation. Homeowners can find themselves entangled in legal battles over seemingly minor infractions, forced to hire attorneys to decipher the intricacies of the rules. The mediation maze. Many HOA disputes are resolved through mediation, a process that can be time-consuming, emotionally draining, and ultimately inconclusive. Homeowners may find themselves spending months in mediation, only to reach a stalemate with the HOA. The litigation lottery. When mediation fails, homeowners may be forced to resort to litigation, a costly and unpredictable process. Legal fees can quickly mount, and there is no guarantee of a favorable outcome. The erosion of individual rights. HOAs can infringe upon fundamental individual rights, limiting freedom of expression, privacy, and property ownership. The freedom of expression fiasco. HOAs often impose restrictions on political signs, religious displays, and other forms of expression. One homeowner in California was fined for displaying a "Black Lives Matter" sign in their yard, sparking a debate about free speech within the community. The privacy predicament. HOAs can monitor homeowner activities, access private information, and even enter properties without warrants. One homeowner in Texas discovered that their HOA had installed security cameras that captured images of their backyard, raising concerns about privacy violations. The property ownership paradox. While homeowners own their individual units or lots, HOAs effectively control the use and enjoyment of their property. This paradox can lead to feelings of frustration and resentment, as homeowners feel like they are living in a rental rather than an owned property. The psychological toll. The constant stress and anxiety associated with HOA disputes can take a significant toll on homeowners' mental and emotional well-being. The stress spiral. Constant battles with the HOA can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, and even depression. Homeowners may feel like they are living in a hostile environment, constantly on edge and fearing the next letter or fine. The neighborly divide. HOA disputes can fracture community relations, turning neighbors into adversaries. The sense of community that HOAs are supposed to foster can quickly erode, leaving homeowners feeling isolated and alienated. The emotional exhaustion. The sheer emotional energy required to fight an HOA can be overwhelming. Homeowners may feel like they are constantly battling a faceless bureaucracy, with little hope of resolution. The case for reform. The prevalence of HOA horror stories highlights the need for reform and greater accountability within these organizations. Transparency and accountability. HOAs should be required to operate with greater transparency, providing homeowners with clear and detailed financial reports, meeting minutes, and bylaws. Due process and fairness. HOAs should adopt fair and impartial procedures for resolving disputes, ensuring that homeowners have the right to due process and a fair hearing. Homeowner rights protection. State and local governments should enact legislation to protect homeowner rights, limiting the power of HOAs and ensuring that homeowners have recourse in the event of abuse. Education and awareness. Homebuyers should be educated about the potential pitfalls of HOAs before purchasing property in a managed community. While HOAs can provide valuable services in some communities, they also pose a significant threat to individual rights, financial stability, and emotional well-being. Homebuyers should carefully consider the potential drawbacks of HOA living before making a purchase decision. They should thoroughly review the HOA's bylaws, financial reports, and meeting minutes, and talk to current residents about their experiences. Ultimately, the decision of whether to live in an HOA-managed community is a personal one. However, the prevalence of HOA horror stories serves as a cautionary tale, reminding homeowners that the American dream can quickly turn into a nightmare under the wrong governance. Homeownership, meant to be a symbol of freedom, can be a source of intense stress and financial burden under the control of an HOA. It is a system that needs increased checks and balances to protect the individual rights of a homeowner.